Welcome to Average Dude's Slow Pitch.
Yo, Kendall Test, Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out the all-new Combat Country Club line. Got a chance to see Bradley Jones swing, obviously his model 1275 here, the maroon red one, past weekend at Millington. Gonna go ahead and get some swings on all these, which you'll see today. Myself, PK, Junior, will all swing the USSSA models. We got the 13-inch balance here, the blue, the maroonish reds, the 1275 loaded. Our balance is a 26, our loaded is a 27, and then PK will be the primary, obviously, swinger here for the senior model 1325. Loaded, 27 ounce, and then I'll get some swings we've always talked about just so I can kind of talk about it as needed. But primarily, we'll let PK let you know what he thinks about this one. I know he's a big fan of the Combat Senior bats. We'll see how that goes. Currently, under the lights, 81 degrees out here in New Mexico. Slight breeze every now and then, but it's pretty much blowing into first base, so no issues there. Today, we're going to go all Pro M's and then obviously the 44 375s here at the senior bat. If you want to see how the Combats perform 52s, just go back, watch pretty much any of the previous model reviews. These barrels remind me a lot of kind of the initial drop, or even so like the Cotton Candy. I think Sandstorm was the first one at this point, so that's kind of what I would look at as far as a comparison goes. But they haven't changed the tech on any of these, they're just paint jobs. So we're going to get out here, like I said, Pro M's. And then I'll kind of give you some final thoughts out here at the field. Then I'll head back to the garage. So after that portion, you'll see the compression on all of these and go from there.
I've got the Combats in my hand. They're the Combat Country Clubs. I've got the 13-inch barrel, which is whose bat, Hendo?
That one's unnamed.
Unnamed. And then I got the Bradley Jones on the 1275. Both of them 27 ounces. And the blue one, the no name, is balanced, and this one is loaded. So after that, we're gonna jump over to more of my terrain, my wheelhouse, and we're gonna swing this senior country club. It's a 13 1/4, 27 ounce, and we'll see what we can do with that.
Are you sure it balances in a 26?
It is a 26.
Okay.
My bad, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go, boys. 13-inch, balanced.
26 ounce.
26 ounce this time, huh?
81 miles per hour.
I don't know.
7 miles per hour.
I don't know. That's
You're hitting those pretty good, so.
2 solid shots with a one piece.
86 miles per hour.
Oh,
80 miles per hour.
and there goes your handles, boys. Ooh. That'll let you know it.
86 miles per hour.
There we go.
81 miles per hour.
Nice easy stroke. Doesn't have to be hard.
82 miles per hour.
Okay, there's the balanced 13-inch, 26 ounce Combat Country Club. I'm an auditory guy. I like the sound. The sound feels like you've really done some work. Whether you miss it high or low, it has some good feedback. Now I am accustomed to a 2-piece. 1 piece and I don't normally get along, but this one will do some work for somebody, anybody, as long as you square it up.
Here you go. All right, guys, got the no, this is not the Bradley. I got the Combat Country Club, 13-inch barrel, balanced, 26 ounce sticker weight. Let's see what we got right here.
87 miles per hour.
Okay, good sound, good feedback. Was a little on top of them, so we'll figure out the forgiveness here shortly, but definitely a great sound.
95 miles per hour.
Okay.
87 miles per hour.
Most balanced bats for me are kind of hard to get the lift on the ball, but this one feels pretty easy to get through the zone, and I'm not finding a lot of issues getting some lift on the ball. But it feels good, and it sounds great. You know, we'll see how it opens up here in a couple swings.
89 miles per hour.
Oh, a little off the end.
miles per hour.
There's the forgiveness right there, though. I mean, That one was a little towards the end of the bat and still got some pretty decent carry. So pretty good forgiveness even on this balanced bat right here when on the missed swings.
93 miles per hour.
Okay, that's a good one right there. So guys, when it comes to the balanced bats, I mean, I'm not a big fan of them, but when you swing bats that sound like this and feel like this, you have forgiveness like you have here. For those balanced bat swinging guys, this is a good option. If you've enjoyed some of the other combats that have come out in previous year, this might be something worth looking at, especially if you like the 26s. That's what I swing, and it feels really good, guys. It sounds good, and it's good forgiveness on this bat right here.
$20 on the first swing being 99.
First swing of the day. We'll see about
First
that.
swing.
91 miles per hour.
Well, there's a good carry on the first one.
103 miles per hour.
Yeah, so first couple swings in. Then we talked about it with the rodeo combat, last one to drop. That one felt like it still came off really well. There was something different from kind of the first couple drops where we really, really liked the combats. This one reminds me a lot of the initial releases and even has, I think, a little bit better feedback and jump off for being this early in. So real excited to see between this and obviously Bradley's on the USSSA side, what kind of numbers and everything and carry we're seeing with those. And then can't wait for PK to get on and swing that senior bat.
105 miles per hour.
The crazy part with that one was definitely a little low, a sweet spot. You can feel a little bit more of that. It wasn't so low I got the sting, but you can feel it stiffen up and start to get a little bit of the sting there. But again, the comments have been really forgiving, especially going back to those first drops. I think was the mint militia, that pink and mint color, and then the cookies and cream was the third. I think the sandstorm was the first, something along those lines. But it's reminding me a lot of those first couple drops.
100 miles per hour.
Holy moly. I think I think everyone's kind of mentioned, mainly Junior though, but definitely not a huge balance fan normally. I mean, sometimes depending on the weighting, not too bad. This one does feel like a pretty true balance, and we've typically seen a little bit of a drop off in exit velo with those without having that end load through. Easy to control for sure, but as we're seeing there, it's still got the carry we're used to out of like end load models, and the ball's jumping off this thing. So this is looking like a really good option here as drop comes. And based on this, there's 250 of the balance models being made. This one's numbered. This is number 97. On Bradley's, there are 1,500 of the end load models this year, or this go around. This number's 1347 of 1,500. And then on the 1325, there's 500. And I believe there'll be 500 on, so this is Kendall's model 1325. On the 1275, I think is the other model they drop. I believe there's gonna be 500 as well. So if you want to balance, don't sleep on them. These are gonna go quick. There's only 250. Obviously, there'll be a few more of the Bradley Joneses this go around, and we'll see how that one feels here shortly.
108 miles per hour.
This is the day after come back from a tournament with a bum knee too.
103 miles per hour.
Yeah, so easy to control. Really good feedback on where you're catching it. And that's about all I got to say about it.
100 miles per hour.
A little bit higher up on the barrel. Still good forgiveness. Go ahead and lift a couple, see what kind of carry we get, and move on.
96 miles per hour.
I'd say it's got pretty good carry. Almost hit the little transformer generator, whatever that thing is out there.
96 miles
Oh yeah,
per hour.
we're done there.
Benches.
Benches, just over the benches. So again, really good option here. Tons of forgiveness. Good feedback. Game ready from the start. Again, we didn't compression test them before we came out here. All the combats have been generally the same, right around that 260 to 270 mark. When we're done, I'll do some final thoughts out here, and then you'll see the final compression. But if you're a balance fan, don't sleep on this one. Be quick about it. Again, these only drop usually on combat. I'm not sure if headbangers are going to get these this time around, but of the balance model, only 250. They even write limited edition on this one, so be quick about it. Let's move over now to the 1275 Bradley Jones.
So now I'm going to jump over to the Bradley Jones Country Club Combat at 12 3/4. And it's a loaded. That means half ounce, right?
Yep.
There we go. So, all right, Bradley Jones. Oh my God.
Oh, why don't this
Oh.
This thing went to fucking pause. That's fun.
But that it felt different.
Yeah, it sounded the same, but
Yes, yes, it felt different than the balanced. It's just like the jump. There you go. I couldn't think of the word. The jump off of this was just wow.
82 miles per hour. 90 miles per hour.
Hey.
Hey-oh.
75 miles per hour.
Gas, gas.
Yes, it is totally.
89 miles per hour.
As bad as gas, Kendo.
82 miles per hour.
82 mile an hour backside with a little bit of tail.
Oh, yeah.
84 miles per hour.
Okay, there's Mr. Bradley Jones's Combat Country Club. 12 3/4 inch, 27 ounce, half ounce end load. Initially, my first at bat, my first swing with it, it was lovely. I squared it up. Just the jump off the bat was amazing. The control, you can do good with it, or you can do bad with it depending on your swing. But you don't want to miss out on this one. There it is.
all right, guys, got the Bradley Jones. Okay, we got a 12 3/4 barrel, 27 ounce sticker weight, and 13 inch barrel, correct?
Yeah.
No, 12 3/4, and what's the end load? I'm sorry. Half ounce end load right here on this Bradley Jones. Let's see what we got here.
87 miles per hour.
Okay, off the top of the bat over there, off the top of the fence, I'm sorry, and definitely a different sound, a lot of carry, and good feedback when it comes to the barrel. So, I mean, first swing, let's see what we got here.
97 miles per hour. 91 miles per hour.
Oh shit, heads up.
Ooh, yeah.
76
Don't
miles
tell
per
me
hour.
no. Again, guys, look, that's a little in on the hands. Definitely should have swung at that pitch. And again, good carry. That was at least, 360. Good forgiveness on this Bradley Jones Country Club right here, guys.
92 miles per hour.
Man, when you swing bats like this, they're a lot of fun. It makes you not want to put them down. Excellent forgiveness, especially whenever you have to reach a certain ball or it's a pitch that's kind of borderline, you have to protect the plate. This is definitely a good option to have in your hands.
88 miles per hour.
Yeah, golly.
83 miles per hour.
Yeah, guys, I mean, when it comes to this Bradley Jones, again, let your hands come through the zone, let the bat do all the work. Excellent sound, excellent forgiveness. This was a really fun bat to swing, guys. So if you guys like those 12 3/4 barrels or anything sub 13, and you're a fan of the CR1s, this is a good option for you guys right here.
All right, now for Bradley Jones's signature model, 12.75, 27 ounce. And like all of them, feels pretty darn true to that 27. You can feel the end load in there without feeling like it's gonna be so heavy you gotta worry about the bat head dipping, but we'll see what this thing's got for us.
112 miles per hour.
I'd say it's a pretty decent start right there.
102 miles per hour.
Woo-wee. Woo-wee.
111 miles per hour.
Oh, this one feels really good. Yeah, I mean, we're back to like, nothing, any of the combats haven't been good, but I don't know if it's the thicker paint with a little bit of that tacky they had on like the cookies and cream and rodeo, But this one reminds me a lot of the beginning ones that to me felt a little bit better. But so far, I think this is going to be my, between even the balance and this one, my favorite of all the combats so far that have dropped since kind of that late 2024 when I believe it was the Sandstorm that dropped first.
101 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness. Way into the parking lot. Yeah, yeah, all right, great. Nothing else to say about it. That's all I got to say about that. Ooh,
94 miles per
towards
hour.
the end, a little high. But look at that carry, though. Still reached the street. Thank goodness it went to the right, because that's a Tesla right there to the left of it.
Oh, God.
102 miles per hour.
Oh, God. That looked like it was going to go a whole lot further than it did.
It wasn't a sweet spot. That's the crazy part. It's just the forgiveness on its nuts, and the forgiveness is, or the feedback's so good, you know exactly what you're catching on almost every swing.
105 miles per hour.
That danced all the way out.
107 miles per hour.
2 more and we are moving on, boys.
97 miles per hour.
Oh.
101 miles per hour.
Topped it. Still got it up and out of here. We're done. So there you have it. Bradley Jones's Combat Country Club. Members only. Again, I'm glad there's 1,500 of these because you need to pick one of these up. If you've been a fan of the combats, especially if you're like the early on bats that we've been talking about, real similar to those. But to me, this is the best model so far to drop. It's really, really forgiving. Great sweet spot, great feedback. We'll go back, obviously watch the footage, kind of figure out where we're going to put this in our rankings. But I see this being up there with some of our top bats based on how it feels. See what it does compression wise. We haven't had any issues with compression on the combats as far as failing. Again, game ready. The amount of swings we put on today is more than I would probably go out and put on there. If it's me, I'm going 20 to 30 swings while rotating the barrel around, but we've got no webbing from what I can tell so far. Great option. These should be dropping very soon. I don't know the exact date as of now, but I believe it's somewhere between like May 28th and May 30th. So keep your eyes peeled. CombatMFG.com.
84 miles per hour.
CombatMFG.com, and hopefully they'll also be on Headbanger Sports as well. Either way, reach out and I'll do my best to kind of get you squared away if you need help picking one of these up. Let's move over to the senior bat.
All right, here we go. Combat Country Club. Senior bat. This is Kendo's bat. It's a 13 1/4. It is a 27 ounce and it's loaded. Half ounce in load. Let's
94 miles per hour.
It's a good start.
Oh, I would.
Okay.
I'm good.
95 miles per hour.
Dancing. Dancing.
89 miles per hour.
And that was kind of high up on the low on the hands. So, but it still gave me some good feedback right there. And, whew. Yeah.
88 miles per hour.
God. Bathroom.
85 miles per hour.
Look what happens when PK lifts. Back-to-back bombing.
At 360.
You
370.
give him that extra burrito would help.
86 miles per hour.
What the heck?
One hopped it.
Oh.
86 miles per hour.
Sounded nice. Boom.
That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you hit the sweet spot. Oh my gosh.
93 miles per hour.
Oh.
85 miles per hour.
And you top spun it. Top spun it out of here.
This is making no sense at all. None. This, oof.
93 miles per hour.
I don't even think that was sweet spot.
No, it was high.
95 miles per hour.
Sign him, Kendo. Sign him.
What? Okay. I'm in amazement of myself. At my age, I taper off. Everybody knows it. Everybody's been there. Kendall and I have talked about it. But this made me feel...
It's made it feel 41 again.
It made me feel young again. I know I'm not at Kendall's level, but even still, at my age, pulling this 13 1/4 through the zone and hitting the sweet spot and just sitting on the velo of 90s was amazing for me. So if you sleep on this bat, you're crazy. How many did you say? There's 500 of these being released when they drop.
I think there's gonna be 500 each senior, I think.
So if you sleep on it, you've lost out. So 13 1/4, 27 ounce, loaded Kendo Combat Country Club.
All right, we saw PK obviously fall in love with this one. Again, like we talked about, I don't get to play senior ball for a while, but just 5-10 swings just to get my own kind of feedback there. So when people reach out with question stuff, I at least can give you kind of that feedback and whatnot. A lot of times though, I will message like PK or Wally or any of the senior guys that are out here and just be like, hey, a guy wants a comparison between this and this. What do you guys think? Kind of pull what they talk about and what I think and then give you guys that feedback. But let's just see what the Kendo 1325 can do for us, and then we'll wrap this thing up.
107 miles per hour.
Okay. Okay. It does feel good. I'm going to paint it to look like Bradley's.
108 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. PK's right. This bat's nasty.
112 miles per hour.
Oh my God. And, okay. Yep.
And I don't really even think that was sweet spot.
I don't think it was sweet. I was going to say, I don't think it was sweet spot either.
On the bat, but
I think it was a little high up. Holy moly.
105 miles per hour.
Yahtzee.
113 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
That was the sweet spot. I felt great.
106 miles per hour.
I knew that fucker was coming. I was like, oh, that bitch is coming.
He saw it. He saw it from the time he let it go.
Yeah, I let it go and I was fucking.
113 miles per hour.
Last swing, no matter what here, boys.
110 miles per hour.
Oh, there you have it. Kendo's 1325 Combat Country Club. Just like PK said, this thing feels great. Like I mentioned with the U-Trip ones, I think, to me personally, this is the best of the combat line so far since they've dropped in 24 or the end of 2024. But yeah, definitely don't sleep on it if you're one of the longer barrel fans. Obviously, here it is, the 1325. Again, I believe the other senior bat's a 12.5.
Yes.
So either way, I'm sure it feels generally the same as far as feedback, forgiveness based on what we saw with the 12.75, 13 U-Trip side. But tons of forgiveness, great feedback. Even when you don't catch the no-kidding sweet spot, the ball's flying off, great carry. Again, don't sleep on this one, and stay tuned here shortly, and after the final thoughts here momentarily, we'll have the final compression for you. All right, and that's gonna wrap it up for the Combat Country Club line. Again, we've got the 13-inch bounce here in blue, Bradley Jones's 12.75 loaded here in the maroon, and then the green 13.25 Kendo senior bat loaded as well. And again, we will get the compression for you here as soon as this is over. It's just easier to knock out the final thoughts while we're here. Plus, I got to talk to these guys and kind of see their opinions on it. And we're pretty much all on the same page here where we agree. Favorite of the combat line for all of us for sure. These will all be ranked up pretty highly in kind of the rankings for us as well. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, averagedudeslowpitch.com. We've got USSSA rankings. We've got ASA rankings. We don't do the senior bat rankings up there, but if you ever want to know kind of what we think between one or the other, just feel free to reach out. And like I said, I use kind of what PK talks about with a lot of that and then just feel and stuff like that for me, figure out what you've swung and whatnot. But with the both U-Trip models, tons of forgiveness, great feedback. I would have liked to see kind of what we could have done, maybe with a 27 bounce. For me, the 26 felt a little bit light. I know for PK and Junior, they said it felt real good for them. So again, they feel like a true balance. So if you're a balance fan, been looking for something that performs at a high level while being easy to control, definitely a really good option here. Again, stay tuned for the compression piece. And all that's really going to tell you when we see that is if these do for some reason drop below 240, which we haven't seen in the past, just know with how game ready these felt, just don't BPM the way we did. If anything, 52s. If you want to take a few swings, that's fine. Come out 20, 30 Pro Ms if that's what you got. But either way, really good sweet spot, relatively large sweet spot, and tons of forgiveness. On Bradley Jones's, same type of thing. The ball absolutely flew off of this from swing number 1. We saw some crazy kind of speeds, tons of forgiveness. Again, that's what we use the radar for. See what we see for speed drop off when we do miss the sweet spot. And the speed drop on this one was still in the triple digits. So pretty crazy how good it felt. I feel like we've talked about it enough. Everyone's kind of in amazement on how good these felt. But again, 250 of the balance model being made, 1,500, which is a nice large number there in my mind for the Bradley Jones Country Club. But still, I can see these ones going pretty quick, so don't sleep on them there. And if you need to pick one of these up, reach out. I'll do my best to help find you best price possible. There's not a lot of discounts on the Combats these days, but if you need one, just hit me up. I'll do what I can for you, even if it's just like expedited shipping, something like that. Then for the senior bats, again, this is one of, for me, the top senior bats. I've talked about in the past, some of the Combats ranked up there with the top ones for me since we've kind of started doing senior bat reviews in the last part of 2024. For PK, he even said it, one of his favorite senior bats we've swung so far, but tons of forgiveness. The no kidding sweet spot honestly felt a tad small at times, like we weren't quite catching it. But what was crazy about that was it didn't matter. The ball carried really well, speeds were great, and again, with that kind of drop off using the speed, there really wasn't one. The ball absolutely flew off no matter what. Caught a couple balls we can see here in the paint a little bit low. No real sting, but you still get the feedback to know where you caught the ball. So all these are great options. Again, stay tuned for the drop here. I don't have the exact date, but I do believe it's coming up this week, either like May 28th, May 30th. Honestly, if you're seeing this video, it's probably the day before drop based on how we've been doing the reviews, or day of drop. But either way, if you need to grab any of these, reach out, do my best to get you a better price or at least expedited shipping. Regardless, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's helped you decide if you want to grab one of these. Maybe keep the Combat model you already have, look for a different Combat model or just a different brand. Regardless, thanks for supporting the channel. Have a great day.
All right, let's see where our Combats are testing at now that we're done. The only one you're not going to see here is the Kendo senior bat, just because I didn't even think about it. I knew PK wanted it, so I gave it to PK, but obviously didn't get a chance to test it yet. Looking back though, it looks like most of the Kendo models finished anywhere between like 170 and 155, so I would assume it's not much different here. Here on the balance model, we're looking at just a hair over 250, which pretty much checks with what we've seen from Combat in the past. Again, these things feel, in my opinion, better than previous models. Definitely game ready, and again, they're sitting at that 250, slightly over 250 mark, even after the swing, so good to see. Never really had issues for me personally with the Combats. And then on Bradley Jones, like 255, possibly 260, so again, awesome to see there. Should have no issues, able to put some BP swings on there and then take this thing out there and game it.
Thank you for watching Average Dude's Slow Pitch. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more content.